Hi there. As you can see, a few pictures came up before this picture, and I actually have new T-shirts coming soon. That I'm working on for lovelightfamily.com that should be available for purchase. That I'm trying to get set up, because I don't have a donations button set up, so I want to. Instead of having people just making a donation, I thought I could get T-shirts made up, and so you can actually purchase something. People normally put about £5 down for a donation or something more. So I should basically just give them something to purchase. At least you're going to get something for your donation. And that's what I'm working on. And basically on the T-shirt will say the website. So you're basically promoting the website. And I thought it would be a great idea. And as you could see at the start of this video, I had 6G up as well, and that's something I know nothing about that. But if this is something new that I'm going to be researching on the internet, I'm going to be trying to find out about it. Because this will be the next phase. You see, and I don't know too much about it, but what we all know is that it'll be a more evolved and extended version of what we have. But that isn't actually completely true, because people would think that 4G is like 5G and completely different. So I will have to do research on this, and this is going to be something new I'm embarking on. But in this video, I want to talk about the surgical masks, right? There's a lot of misinformation and ignorance regarding these masks. These masks are surgical masks. Surgeons use them so that spit and air doesn't get inside the body that they're working on. Now, these masks are very bad for you, because you're doing it to protect the patient for a surgeon, but spit and air can get into the person you're working on if you didn't have the mask on. But these masks are very bad for you, because when you're breathing out all day, your toxins, your toxic stuff, you're breathing it back in. So it's not good for you. And as COVID-19 has been proven, I mean, even if you don't think it exists, whatever is making people ill is airborne. Therefore, the mask doesn't protect you, nor does it to protect anyone else from catching it. So the masks are a waste of time. But the way this whole pandemic has worked is it's frightened the sheeple buy into anything. The sheeple basically just buy into whatever they're told. It's like in society, you've got it mixed up. You've got the people that are waking up, you've got the other people who are spiritually awake, and then you've got the people who are like the sheeple. And the sheeple are the people that no matter what, they will always listen to government, and they will always watch the news. Tucker Carlson from Fox News talks about this. That's what you get, and you get people that will put people first, but you get other people that will put government first. And these are the same kind of people that will complain about government, but they're too scared. It's like they don't want to take responsibility for their lives, for everyone else's lives. So they hide behind. It's easy to hide behind government. It's easy to do that. It's easier to do that than it is to take responsibility. But when you're doing that, deep down that you're not really being brave. You're not really standing up for humanity. You're just leaving it in the hands of people that full well don't have our best interest at heart. So you're not living your life of God. Many Christians believe that if you don't do the path of God, that you don't get to heaven. And they believe that heaven is actually a place. And they say that the only people that get to heaven are the people that do the path of God. So if you believe in that, if you believe in that, you know, that heaven exists and it's a place, then make sure that you do what God wants you to do, and that is to just go by your heart. That's how you know you're doing the path of God. And don't buy into the fear. All the people wearing the masks are the same people that would have been panic buying a few months ago. And I've never bought a mask. I've never panic bought. I think it's all ridiculous. And because even in any situation, by panicking and letting the fear control you, then you can't think properly. You can't observe things properly. And that's it. The reason I'm not in fear is because I wouldn't allow myself to be in fear of anything, because the worst thing that can happen to me is to die. And I don't fear death, because I've had a spiritual awakening. I had an unexpected spiritual awakening at the age of 24, and just under 10 years, so I'm not going to fear anything now. I know that with death there's nothing to fear, and therefore I'm not going to fear anything in life. And I also understand fear is an illusion that the mind plays on us, and fear is a mental state that has been programmed into us. But it's an illusion. It's just a thing that our mind creates, and anything our mind creates we can recreate, you see. But back to the masks, you know, understand that these masks don't protect you. You know, they are surgical masks. You know, it's ridiculous, you know, and I understand in America, you know, people are forced to wear them, but where I live in Inverurie, you know, you're talking, and I live in a little town in Scotland called Inverurie, and the people here, in my opinion, are mentally retarded. You know, we don't have to, the people around here don't have to wear masks. In America, certain places in America, they have to wear the mask before they get allowed in a shop. Here, there's no such rules as that. So the people here are just real sheeple. But the whole idea of the mask is ridiculous because it doesn't protect you. I was even watching some football people today on YouTube, and they've done a video, and they're buying into it. One footballer doesn't want to return to football, because soccer, if you're in America, because they're frightened of catching a virus. And this is exactly what the system wants. There isn't a virus. Well, not that's been scientifically proven. You know, Dr. Andrew Kaufman says this, and other doctors say it as well, that what happened is, according to many doctors, is that they started just saying everyone had this virus, but the virus was never purified and certified scientifically. And when you get a new illness, you're meant to test it out on animals, rats, or people, sometimes even, and they never did that. So you can't go out and go out there and say there's a virus if you don't know for sure. They never did that. You know, so what if people are dying, and what are they dying of? Well, they're dying of the pandemic. You know, this fake pandemic is made cancer patients go deprived of what they need. Other illnesses, people have been killing themselves through this, because you've had people with mental health issues anyway, and this has just made them kill themselves, you know, when they would have done it anyway, or some of them might have not done it, but this has just pushed people over the edge. People with businesses that need their business, and other people, and because of the focus on this. If you focus all your medical people on a fake virus that doesn't exist, then what will happen is other illnesses will be left alone, and they will continue to suffer and die as a result. And that's what's happening. And why do you think the British government wants you going out every week and clapping for the NHS? Because the British government loves what's going on. The British government is the worst party in Britain, which is the Conservative Party. Right? They are evil. You know, and we all know what they are. You know, these are the same people that were taking money off people that were dying old people, and the old people died. And they didn't even flinch. And this is the party that you're believing in. But like I said earlier in the video, these frightened people, the sheeple, are like, they have this relationship with government like an abusive relationship, where in an abusive relationship, your partner can do whatever he wants or she wants, but you'll continue to let it happen. That's what an abusive relationship does. You know, and that's what people do in abusive relationships, and that's what it is with government. It's because they're scared. It's like they're hiding behind their government all the time. And they're scared to do any research. It's like they hide behind their television, you know, watch the BBC News probably, and their government, and they don't look for what's really happening. Because there's something in their mind that is preventing them. It's called fear. And they've been programmed, and David Icke calls these people press enter people. And those are people that you've been programmed to be in fear, and then you just do something, and then they'll go into that way of being that you've programmed into them. And that's these people that are wearing the masks, that are in fear. Yet some people in shops, they're pathetic. They cover their face with like a scarf or something. These people are pathetic. I mean, they look to me like the joke that they are. I said before this pandemic what people were like. I said they were mentally retarded. The society was like this, and people got on at me for that. And this is now is proven what I said. I told you so. I told you what people were like. Most people are mentally retarded, and the new normal is us all is that being shoved in our face, is that most people are mentally retarded. That's what society is, mentally retarded, mentally backward. Otherwise, they wouldn't all be running around in fear, covering their faces up, barking at people all the time, you know, because they've went in too close, because these people let the television control them. Right? They let their television control them. And they don't have the intelligence or awareness to actually see what's going on, because the fear has warped their mind, you see. And but all the person needs to do is to stop themselves a second, be aware, start being aware of what's going on, because it's like a panic attack. And in any panic attack, the way to cure that and stop the panic attack is to just be aware of a few things. That's what people say. Psychologists say in a panic attack, so just be aware, start to be aware, and then you'll see there's nothing to worry about. And then your breathing will start calming down, and then you'll start to see what's actually going on. That the fear in itself is the virus. And there's no need for this stupid looking mask and this panicky way of being, because it doesn't help you, it doesn't help anyone. Fear is the real virus going on. Right? It's a well-known fact that people that were getting ill had very low immune systems. So the trick is to stop living in fear, build up your immune system, take vitamins, and that's the way forward. Okay? And stop the fear. The only thing that can damage you really is a low immune system. After the last cold I had, which was in February, it might have been COVID-19, but after that I started taking vitamins. I took action. So I used it as a positive, you see. So, and that's what I do. I use negative experiences as a positive. And that's what negative experiences are there for. They're there to teach you. You know, even fear. And understand you don't need this fear, you don't need these masks. And take the mask off. You don't need it. You don't need it. You know? And that's the way forward. Take the mask off. But this thing is causing you more harm than good. And I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Thank you.